What's up, traders? Welcome back. We're live for a YouTube live today. I'm gonna answer a few of your questions this afternoon. I'm in Bangkok right now. It's pretty beautiful outside. Although a lot of pollution, a lot of pollution now. Losing my words. So it's been a long time we didn't do Q&A. So if you guys are joining me live, please comment below in the chat. Let me know you're watching this live. I would appreciate a lot. And we'll be starting in just a few minutes. I want to go over a few questions that I get a lot, and then answer your questions. So if you have any question about anything, we'll cover those. And we should be good to go with that. So just want to make sure everything is working fine. It's been a while I didn't do this, and when it's been a while, things tend to not work too well after a while. So let's just make sure this is fine, and we'll be good to go right after. Okay. Awesome, Jason. What's up? Nice. First person here, which means it's working right. It's awesome. So as I said before, and I'll just repeat myself again because now people are starting to join and everything, and it's good. I want to answer a few of your questions today. I want to be able to do like a Q&A like we used to do before. I've not done this in a few months, a few weeks, because I was traveling a lot. I was in different places. I went to Cuba for 1 week, which was really nice. But Cuba is like pretty bad for Wi-Fi, so you cannot really do anything there. And then I came here, I had to unpack everything, went outside, went to travel. I'm leaving tomorrow for a trip in Thailand, so a little bit far to a small island like near the beach, which is cool. But it's been busy. So I want to answer questions today. If you guys have any questions, make sure you comment with them in the chat. What's up, Austin? And Jason is there also, which is perfect. So yeah, I want to cover, I want to answer your questions today basically. That's going to be the plan for the video, the live. And first thing I want to cover is a question I just got on Facebook a few minutes ago, which made me think like, well, do people watch videos for real, or do they just like watch and don't take action after? And so the question is the following. A guy was asking, I think his name was Patrick. Patrick was asking, what do you find a strategy that has an edge and that I can use and trade with and be successful? And what I answered Patrick basically over a small kind of text, and I'll show him this video for sure after, is like most people think of it this way. They want to find a strategy online quickly to trade with right away from the start, but that's not how you create like long-term success in trading. That's called relying on other people to be able to succeed short-term, but that's not called relying on yourself and building something yourself to succeed long-term. If you want to build something yourself to succeed long-term, you gotta be doing something different, and you gotta be doing it yourself. Okay, you gotta be working hard yourself. Create something from scratch and apply it. And the thing I found out is I had a few old video on that topic about how to find a strategy, how to create it yourself. And the thing is like you want to be able to try things yourself. So you're gonna like try something you read in a book, for example. So let's say like you find a book you read about like Fibonacci, then you try this out yourself. It doesn't work, that's fine, put it away, move to something else. Then you try whatever, like you try Gantt pattern. Try it out, it doesn't work, put it away, and then try something else. Okay, you want to try it long enough until it's useful and you see some really good some decent results in terms of like numbers of trades. But that's how this works. Okay, you don't like just go and find strategies from other people, because everyone's different, and you cannot succeed long term by taking someone else's strategy and just using that forever. Okay, they will eventually change it, they will adapt, they will like add some things, withdraw some things from the strategy, and if you don't know, then you're gonna be screwed. But if you build your own style, if you are the master of your own ship, your own strategy, then that's how you can create long-term success. That's how you're able to adapt, know the ins and outs of what happens, know how to change, how to react, what to do, to be able to kind of move forward long-term. Okay, that's the big thing here that I really hope you guys understand. And so what you do is you take different things, you try them out, they might work, they might not work. And then the second thing you gotta do is you gotta have, and I talk about this often, you gotta have a journal with you. A journal where you keep track of your ideas, what you do, what happened, what the results are. Because over time, like let's say you try something like 5 years ago. Let's say like 5 years ago, I tried Aikanashi. Man, that was like even more than 5 years ago, like 7 years ago. I tried Fibonacci. I tried Aikanashi in my trading. And I was like just trying out. So it didn't work out. Like the results were bad. So then my thought process when I think Hakanashi is, oh, it's bad, it didn't work. Okay, but what were the results then? What happened then exactly? And my brain doesn't like follow exactly what happened then. It's like a different version now. It's like a negative emotion toward Akinashi. But if I were to really know the result, if I had written them down back then, and if I were to review them now, it would be something like, took 3 trades with Akinashi, didn't work, and lost 10% of your account. Okay, and so if I were to look at this now, I would say, well, it's not that bad. Like, I did a bad mistake. 3 trades is not enough to get some data, and I might want to evaluate Akinashi again later. Okay, but my brain says it's bad because I lost money back then, and my brain at that time didn't like Akinashi. So you want to be really careful about what you do, what happens, and that's why keeping track with the journal is super useful to be able to know what happens, what and how it works, what the results are. And later you can review, and that's how you find ways to improve. That's also, by the way, how I've been able to recover from drawdowns and create new strategies too. So I had this journal, which is back in Canada, where I would kind of document what I was doing when I created my first strategy, and things my mentor taught me, and things I was doing and looking for in the market, kind of like a playbook of things I was doing in the market. And then that lasted for some time, but I needed to improve and get better. So what did I do? I took out my notebook, look at the notebook, what I did back then, what I was working on, what steps I took, and did the same thing again, replicated the exact same step to be able to come up with something better. And so that also helps. It's kind of like a textbook, like a book of things to do, but created by the best person in the world, which is yourself. So that's super useful. So that really helped me a lot in the past, and I recommend you guys to do the same, of course. So if you have any questions, make sure you comment below in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna look at your question. I see a few here. I see Anchor, welcome. TM, Christian, nice. Renee, awesome. Welcome, you guys. Happy to have you here, of course. And so yeah, let's go with that. So what time frame do you trade? And by the way, the other thing I thought about doing for this live is I first thought about talking about my goals, and then I ended up dropping it to answer your question. I thought questions would be better, but if you want to know about my goals for the year, comment below in the chat. Let me know, and we can cover that too, maybe a little bit later. Okay. So Anchor is asking, what time frame do you trade? Excellent. So let's do a bit of history about that topic. I began trading the daily chart and the forward chart. I thought that was really good, and then we came in time when the market was doing some smaller moves, and the daily chart wouldn't work that well. Okay, the way it happened pretty much is I was trading for a long time, and then I realized at some point through the backtest from the past data that things were not too good, and the results were quite bad. So I realized then that the daily chart wasn't working too well, okay, in the recent times. So I ended up dropping it, and I moved to the 1 hour chart instead. So the 1 hour chart was something I was still able to maintain because I had tools then to be able to kind of look at the chart and everything. So I moved to the 1 hour chart, forward chart. That worked well for like 2 years. It's still working well now. But now I'm at a point where I want to kind of test lower time frame. So I'm trading on the 30-minute chart now with an algo that I have that's running all the time. So it's taking trade on 30-minute chart, which really helps. But that's something I'm doing now. So forward chart, 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart. And the 30-minute chart is like still at a low kind of low lot size, right? Because I have some different levels I want to reach. And as I reach these levels, I increase the lot size. So there's no point going all in like regular risk on a pair or a strategy or a time frame if you're not sure about it, and if you're still looking at the results. So I'm still looking at the results, so I go progressively, and I'm increasing over time, okay, until I get to the regular risk per trade. That's gonna be pretty cool. It should be happening this year. I'll either like drop it and not use it, or I'll use it this year. So we'll see what happens. But so far, it's quite promising. Okay, I've been pretty happy with the result. They're better than the forward chart result, which is nice. So let's see if that's only for a short term or the long term. So good question, Anchor. Thank you. Actually, we have Jenny from Greece. That's awesome. Welcome. Super Swing Trader. Awesome. Welcome also. Tiam asks, anyone trade long term, like 2 to 4 weeks? Well, my trades can last 2 to 4 weeks, but these are not many of them. But it could happen. But that's not my kind of preferred style. Yeah, Jason's saying it's going to be catching up soon. I would appreciate Jason. That's awesome. Jason is part of the academy, doing some really good work. I've seen your progress before. I had some people telling me about what you do also, which is awesome. So thank you. Good job. And yeah, it's awesome. Let's catch up anytime soon, for sure. Great. Let me just look at the question quickly. Okay, awesome. Amandeep says, can you show on charts what you're saying? Well, I didn't say much so far. So if we talk about charts, we'll show charts for sure. Renee asked, what's your trading capital at the moment? I don't know how that's relevant. So I could have 2 million, 1 million, 500,000, 200,000 in my account, but that's not really relevant. So there's no point going into that for now. And by the way, I'm going to say this now. So one of my goals for the year 2020, I almost did it wrong, but one of my goals for the year is to be able to get back in trading for a prop firm. So I stopped this like 2 years ago because I had other priorities or things I was working on. But I want to get back to it this year. As soon as I have the right kind of foundation, the right environment, the right circumstances with that, I'll get back trading for prop firms. So that should be pretty cool. And I can maybe share the progress of things I'm working on, things that happen in long ago as well. So that could be pretty cool to go through. And it's because of the capital, yes, but mostly because it's a challenge. It's something that's different. So trading this past year got a little bit like boring for me. Always the same thing, always the same things I was working on. So I did two things. I went to trade on lower time frame, testing it out, and now I want to be able to kind of see if I can trade for a prop firm, or maybe not a prop firm, more like investors, so that I'm able to get more freedom and not have to kind of follow my rules. So that's gonna be interesting to look at. So Amal says, are you a professional trader? It depends what you mean by professional. So if professional is trading for a prop firm, no, I trade for myself only. But if you mean trading full time, yeah, I'm trading full time. Although I have other things going on, but that's something that I do that's providing income full time without a full time job. Which broker are you trading with? That's a question we get a lot. Yeah, that I get a lot, like every day. I'm trading with two brokers right now. I'm trading with AxiTrader and Oanda. Oanda now less. Oanda is good because I can trade on TradingView with Oanda, but I don't really use them now. I use them more for I use them in the past when I was trading manually. I still use them a little bit, but not as much as before. And AxiTrader is running my algos on MT4. So I really like the service at AxiTrader more than Oanda. Oanda is like a big company, and AxiTrader too, but Oanda is bigger. And if you need some help or you need some tips or you need to call them, it's a little bit harder to kind of reach them. AxiTrader, like I talk with the guys all the time there. They're pretty cool, pretty nice people, so it's better. And I'm gonna be opening an account with Pepperstone soon. So I couldn't open an account before because I was in Canada, living in Canada. But I learned recently that as long as you have an address outside, you can open an account with them. So because now I'm mostly in Thailand, I can open an account with them. So I'll be doing that pretty soon. Okay. Just because I work with them and I want to kind of trade with them at the same time, and they're good people as well. So Pepperstone's gonna be the other account that I'll open soon. Yeah. Amandeep says, please interview Sam Staden. I tried to reach out to him recently, so I'll follow him. I'll follow up with him again. Just put a note somewhere. Yeah, I don't have a paper, but I'll put a note somewhere to reach out to him. Perfect. James says, Forex or stock, who's better? Well, there's no better. So there's better for you, there's better for me, but there's no better overall better. And the reason I said this is like I began with Forex and I never really changed. Now I see why Forex for me is better because I'm traveling all the time in different countries, different time zones, and I would not be able to tolerate trading at night or like trading in different kind of times. So I wouldn't be able to like wake up in the evening and trade all night and then go to sleep the next day. That would be stupid. So Forex help you kind of be able to trade anytime you want, whether you're in Asia, Canada, or Europe, or South America, or whatever. You're able to trade on your own hours, on what you prefer to do, and that's a big plus. Also, I like that there's no gaps in Forex, pretty much no gaps. Okay, we have a few gaps, but not as big as in stocks, so that helps quite a bit. And the rest is like, there's good things about stocks. So stocks, they have volume that's more useful. Volume can be really, really useful to trade, and that simplifies many things. The fact that brokers tend to be a little bit better in stocks, they tend to be more regulated. That's a good thing. But again, if you are in Forex, look for a good broker, you'll be fine. And apart from that, well, stocks, they represent companies. So if you like the company, then, or if the company goes well, and you can more easily know that, then that's a good thing. That's a plus. Other than that, like, it's your choice. So it really depends. I had a question I received earlier, and that question was, so this is a concern I get from many people. I was speaking with a guy on Facebook recently on the same topic, and the thing is, people seem to say that they have not enough time to trade. Like, they're short on time, cannot trade, too busy, I cannot trade. And that, in my mind, is a big lie. Okay, so if you're too busy to trade, it's not because you're too busy to do anything. It's because you have a lack of the right priorities. So if trading is not a priority for you, then you won't trade. You won't have time to trade. But if it's a priority for you, then you'll find time to trade. You'll find time to work on trading and become better. And I was speaking with a guy recently that says that it was like really busy, couldn't find time to trade and improve. Then I asked him, well, so on a weekly basis, how many hours do you have available to learn trading or to trade? And he says, well, about like 13 hours per week, so like 2 hours per day, 13 hours a week, 14 hours a week that I can trade, and that's not enough. Well, 14 hours, let's say 14 hours a week, right? That's 2 days full of work. In 2 days full of work, you can surely get a lot done, right? Unless you do the wrong things. And that comes back to two reasons why people don't have enough time to trade. They focus time on the wrong things. So they look for like strategies online. They read articles that are useless. They waste their time. They do not apply anything they learn. Or it's not your priority. So you come back from work and you prefer going for drinks than learning trading. Okay, or you prefer doing other things in trading. And that could be fine. Like there's a line where do you choose between trading or being healthy and exercising? I choose exercising and being healthy. That's more important for me. But for different people, that's different. So your priorities are the wrong things to focus on. But even if you have like 7 hours a week, 1 hour per day, that's in my mind plenty to get shit done and improve. Okay, you just gotta do it the smart way, which we teach you on the channel here, and you gotta kind of be energized and have time and like focus on trading when you have to focus on it. So some people they work in the morning, then they have to work on trading, and then they look at their phone, then they go on Facebook, then they do this and that, and they waste 2 hours. That's like a lot of time you could have invested back in your trading, which would be more useful. So the thing of I don't have enough time, I'm too busy to trade, is just a lie, and you gotta kind of change your mindset about it. Otherwise you're stuck in the cycle of, oh, I cannot do it, and that's not helping anyone. Okay, so you gotta kind of think about it more, and you gotta refine and change your mindset about things. So that's a big one. Lewis says, when will you ever stream a daily trading room? That would be the most epic stream. Yeah, that could be nice. So I am thinking about it. So for my style, that wouldn't work well because I'm trading with algos and I'm trading with higher time frame. But if I can get someone that's trading on lower time frame to come on the channel, you guys can tell me if you would like it or not. Maybe comment in the chat if you would like this. If you would like this, then comment below in the chat. Let me know. I can find a trader that will come on the channel, share what he's doing and stuff, and day trading. That would be nice. So let me know if you would like it or not. Ricardo. So Ricardo said, Ricardo, yes. Yeah. Okay. So we answered this before. I've shared this before, but I think having only one way to make money is stupid. Like if you put all your eggs in one basket, I make money only with trading. I guess it's like saying I make money with only one store. And what if your store closed? What if something happened where you cannot do it? Then that's not smart. So many times I came across the fact that I could not trade for like 1 week or a few days because I was sick or whatever, and I didn't make money that week. So what do you do with this? Do you want to do it that way, where some weeks are gonna be up, some weeks are gonna be kind of nothing, some weeks will be down, and then you gotta live with that? Or do you kind of go with multiple income, invest in some things, invest in the stock market, invest in real estate, maybe build a business, maybe have these things on the side that make you money, whatever that is. But I think it's much more smart to have multiple ways to make money as opposed to only one and be stuck and be afraid when you have a month where you make that much money. Okay, so that's my way of doing things. You might prefer to have only one way to make money, but in that case, I don't understand what you're doing. So, but that could be, I don't know. You do whatever you want to do. That's fine. Just sharing my perspective on things. So Maxian is asking, how long did it take to be successful in trading? It took me, well, so yeah, I shared this before many times. It's a different thing. So it took me 3 years to be able to get profitable in trading. And profitable doesn't mean successful for me. That means like half successful. Because once you're profitable, like you always want to go beyond and bigger. That's normal. But so the first 2 years, 2013, 2015, for me were years where I didn't do much. And from there, like I was just basically trying to do everything on my own. I was trying to do everything myself. And that didn't work well, of course. So after that, I got a coach, and I started to kind of invest in myself and get better. And so it took me a year then to be able to kind of improve and get better. Then a year after that, I was profitable. So that's like 3 years from beginning to profitable. And after that, it took me like a year to be able to get some good returns from trading. So overall, like 4 years. And I would say like 5 years to do it full time. Okay, so I got a chance of having an investor invest in me pretty quickly. So I was able to kind of trade for him, get some capital up on the side from that trading. And then later I was able to go live for myself. Okay. Well, so I've been live before, but I mean like trading live myself, only for myself. So that was pretty good. But that's partly because I was surrounding myself with the right people. I was around the right people, and I was kind of having a mentor all the time behind me, helping me to improve and move forward. So I hope that answers the question, Maxine. Which is your best indicator? Bollinger Band, Amadip. Although if you're looking for an indicator that can help you out, like help you save your life, that won't work. Because like as I said in the beginning, we are all different. We all have different things that we focus on that we like, and so you gotta find out what works for you and what doesn't. And so Bollinger Band works well for me. Doesn't work for some people, and that's fine. But it's up to you. So I'm just gonna go back a little bit on the questions here that we have. And if you guys have any question, make sure you comment below in the chat. I want to answer your questions. If you like this live stream so far, give it a like. I would appreciate it a lot. And yeah, I can answer pretty much anything you guys want to know, of course. Awesome. So Colin, a member of the Academy, is saying, hi Tan, I heard recently we should target more minor pairs as bank dominate major so much. How's the big plan looking? Yeah, that's an interesting point. So I had better in the past year. I've had better result with minor pairs than major pairs. Okay, and that's something that I didn't really kind of spend time looking at too much, but it's interesting to think about. So my best pair has been like I believe USD SJD or JPY ZD, which are not major pairs, and the worst pair has been Euro USD and Euro CAD or Euro AUD, one of the two. And so yeah, there's a point where like the big pairs or the major pairs tend to be they tend to act too fast, or they tend to go in one direction then come back down in the opposite direction because the moves, the manipulation, the banks, whatever that could be. But I started to see like some difference in that. So it could be working for you, it could be different. So you gotta test it out. And for me now, I kind of put USD outside of my trading. Okay, I don't trade anymore. Another pair that I reduce my size on quite significantly is JPY. And the reason is basically because it's not going to. Performance is bad. Not because it's like a major, like it's a minor, but the performance isn't too good on that pair. And so as they perform less well, I reduce the size, and that's really important. So, for example, on JPY, I only trade like now 0.01 lot. Okay, and why 0.01 lot? Why not trading at all? It's because I want to keep the stats in my account so I can look back at the pair. If it's starting to perform better, I'll trade it more, so I'll increase the size slowly. If it's performing bad, I'll get back to just 0.01. But at least I keep the stats in my account, and that's really helpful. So the thing is, if you stop trading a pair, then you have no stats to trade with or to look at. And so you gotta be able to kind of look at the stats, because some pairs that perform well for some time, then they stop performing well, then they perform well again. So you want to be able to kind of monitor this all the time and bring them back when they perform well, put them out if they perform worst. Yeah, so that's really important. So good point, Colin. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Awesome. Jason says, Dr. Leslie? Who's Leslie? I have no idea, but that could be interesting. Tiam says, Ichimoku Cloud relevant in the Forex market? I don't like Ichimoku Clouds. I cannot really tell. But if you find a trader that's trading that full time or trading that successfully, then sure, why not? That could be a good way to trade. If you like it, if it feels intuitive to you, like Monk's Bend for me feels really intuitive, and I like it. If it's the same for you, then sure, that would be awesome. Okay. Let's just sit once and for all. Amal is asking, what is your main method of trading? So here's what you do. That's really simple. You go on YouTube. Okay, on the top, somewhere in your search bar, type in desire to trade strategy. The first video is gonna be my strategy, and you just watch this. You'll learn it, and you'll be good to go. Okay, so type in desire to trade strategy on YouTube. You'll find it pretty quickly. Or you go on the website. We have a course that's free that you can learn in our products page. Check the course, and you'll be able to follow the course for free. Learn everything. It's the same thing from YouTube, but like split into different modules, so it's easier to follow. But whatever you prefer, the video or the course, both are free. Okay. What's the minimum balance one needs to have to sustain a living? So I don't like this question because I'll explain why. Instead of saying what's the balance I need to make a living trading, want to say like how much do I need, or want to say what do I need to live, and then get that money. Okay, so find a way to get that money. So, and there's no minimum balance. Like if you focus on minimum, you'll be probably stuck. But you want to think about what are your expense on a monthly basis. Then you do the math. You find out how much you'll need to make in terms of money, which is going to need the same or like a little bit more, so some surplus. Let's say you need like $2,000 to live per month. Okay, that's really basic minimum. Well, try to make at least like $5,000 per month. Okay, ideally even more if possible. So that's the starting point. And then you look at, well, you want to make $5,000 per month, and how much capital do you have in your account? Or you look at it this way. So if you want to make $5,000 per month, okay, and you look at the capital you have right now to start with. So you have $20,000, okay. So you want to make 20% or 25% of your account per month. Probably too high. It's fine. We just do the math for now. And then you have two choices. Either you increase the capital, which is the thing people will think about, or the other way is you increase the strategies. So let's say you have one strategy now, and well, maybe you could have like 4 or 5 that they will be diversified, and then you'll be getting more money per month. So you have two choices there: your capital or your strategies. So let's say you pick your strategies. When you look at how much percent your strategies now they make per month, and let's say you need to make like 25%, maybe too much, but let's say you need to make 10% a month from your strategies, and now you have one that's making 2% per month, well, too low, right? So you need to have more strategies. You need like maybe 4 or 5 of these strategies that are similar with the same risk, that will make 10% all added together. Okay, that's how you do it. And if you say, well, I want to look for more capital, look at what percent you make now, and look at how you need to increase that capital, or look at what capital you would need to get from investors outside. So let's say you are making now $2,000 by yourself, right? And you have $20,000 in your account. Well, look at how much you need from investors, and let's say you get like 20% from your investor, so you keep 20% of the capital you make. Well, do the math and you'll find how much you need. Okay, so either you increase your capital or you increase your strategies. You have two choices. I personally like the capital thing better, because for me it's easier to increase capital, but for you that could be different, so you gotta figure out what you prefer and just go with that. Cool. Someone asked here, Hamir, do you have another source of income except trading? Yes, I have about like 7 or 8 or 9 sources of income. So you can watch my video about trading as your only income, I think that's called. So trading as your only income, you'll find that video on YouTube for sure, and that explains the income stream I have. And there's been a few added since then. So the more income streams you have, the better, I feel. Even though you might be like a really good trader, that's fine, but why not have multiple ways to make money at the same time? Most people wouldn't say no to that for sure. Let's see from Pepperstone. Okay, I'll check this out. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it. Is it good to trade on a forward chart or daily? As I said in the beginning of the video, daily doesn't work too well for me now, so I'm going on lower time frame, which tend to work better in my case. But that's going to depend on what you trade, your style, your personality, your strategy, and everything around. Do you edge your losing trade? No, I don't edge. I find the concept confusing. Plus, it's not really useful in my case. So stop loss for me work better. Namity says high reward to risk with low win rate, or 1-to-1 reward to risk with high win rate. Well, I began trading successfully with a higher win rate and a lower reward to risk, and that worked out well. Eventually I moved to a lower win rate and higher reward to risk. Okay, and that seems to be better. Mostly because I taught myself how to lose, and now I don't care about losing at all. So I might lose like 5 trades in a row and it's still the same for me. I still keep going. But there's a point where I would agree that a lower reward to risk and a higher win rate is better when the market's choppy, like going up and down like we had these past few months. Then that's where you perform better with a lower reward to risk and higher win rate. So that depends on what you prefer. You can have a mix of both. And nothing says that you're gonna have multiple take profits. So for me, I have multiple take profit, one at 1-to-1 or maybe at 3-to-1, and I might even include, if I want, a moving stop loss. That's really good. So you can combine both of these or all these methods at the same time if you want, which is pretty good. And that's been the best way for me to do it. You try to trade the open of London, New York time? I don't. I trade basically, so it's different now. So the algo now that I have takes trades all the time. There's no open, close, or whatever session. It's like 24/5. But basically, if I were to trade manually, I would just trade like every 4 hours or every. Sorry about that. So every 1 hour, I would just trade and place trades there. So it's up to you. But since I don't day trade, I don't trade any session. But what I found is that most trades, they happen during London and New York. They don't happen during the Asian session. That's fine. Just a remark, but whatever session you want to trade, that's fine. If you trade what I trade, of course. If you trade differently, then that might vary. But for my style, then that doesn't matter. Colin says training the Strategy Academy has been, including the training, will jumpstart your efforts and profitability and consistency. That's awesome, Colin. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's awesome. And yeah, we really have a big goal for the academy this year. We want to make it better, more useful, give you more support, and help you out more along the way. So I know a few guys here are in the academy: Jason, Colin, might have seen someone else. But we really want to take it big this year. So if you guys are there, make sure you stay in touch with us. We'll be happy to help anytime and do calls with you or whatever. Keep in mind, in the academy, here's what we think. We give you coaching as long as you put in the work. So if you put in the work and improve, and even if you don't improve, as long as you put in the work, you show effort, we'll coach you along the way no matter what. Okay, that's our kind of mantra. That's how we do things, and so far it's been good. So we have people that joined like 5 years ago, still getting calls from us and coaching from us, and they're crushing it. So the more people we have doing the same thing and doing this, the happier we get, and the more these people can move forward and get results. So this is awesome. Thank you, Colin. I appreciate it. And Jason as well. Awesome. Welcome, Jewel. Yeah. Joseph says there's a debate about technical versus fundamental analysis. Which one carries more work or research? So, well, I'm not sure if that question is about which one is easier to make money. If that's the case, then there's no one that's easier. Both are as difficult. They require as much work, but it depends what you prefer. For me, it's only technical. So for some people, it's gonna be a mix of both, only fundamental or only technical. So you gotta do it whatever you prefer, I think. Okay. Both involve as much work, but like for me, for example, I would not see myself reading articles and going on Forex Factory, reading all about the news. I would hate that. That would be like the worst thing ever. So I just don't do it, and I find a way to make it work without fundamentals. But if you like this stuff, then do it and use that and find a way to make it work. Okay, some people hate charts and they cannot look at chart, they hate them. So that's fine, but you gotta kind of work things out properly to be able to make it work for you. I'll take like 2 more questions. That would be awesome, because I'm leaving for dinner after. I'm meeting a trader for dinner. I'm meeting Scott Phillips. I've had him before on the channel. They're like really big guy. So we'll talk about training and stuff. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, let's go. Roshan, how do you go to learn multiple time frame analysis in intraday, or is it better to stick with daily? I find intraday is harder than daily time frame. Well, that's simple. So it goes with your personality, I think. People, when they join the academy, we make them go through a test and look at their personality, what's best for them and everything. And most people tend to be like either the low or the top, which means they're either good swing trader or good day trader. And then some people, they're like in the middle, and that means they're better at intraday time, like they're better at multiple time frame. So they're better at trading like a mix of both. So higher, lower, they combine time frames really well. So that depends on your style. Okay, if you're like here, a good swing trader, but you trade something for intraday, then that's not gonna work well, and you will always be going against what's best for you. So you gotta think about this first and understand who you are first. That's really important. So knowing yourself is really undervalued, but really important. Okay, so good question, by the way. GK, how do you deal with stop loss at 5 a.m. Eastern time rollover? When shorting in the ask price, you know, where do you get hit? Well, no, because I'm usually sleeping at 5 p.m. Eastern time, which is like 5 a.m. here. So I'm not thinking about this at all. And since you're trading higher time frame, in my case, then that's not doing anything. Okay. So keep in mind if we are trading Forex. So it might change a little bit. Might change a little bit. Speaking about sleep, but no, it's not a big deal for my case. So you might wanna, if you're trading intraday like a really short time frame, you can close the trade at the close at 5 p.m. or leave it open. I would not understand why you leave it open in that case, but maybe it's closer to the end of the day, like the traders in stock do. But that depends on what you prefer, and also what your tests say is the best. If your tests say it's better to keep your trades open at the end of the day, even though it might be feeling hard for you to do it at first, it may be the good thing to do. So you gotta look at your result and your stats and your test to know what's the best. Amir says, how do you find and meet traders through your journey? All the time. You send them emails, they will reply, and you meet them. Yeah. So I made it a habit for like maybe 4 of the past year to reach out to 5 new traders per week. So I send 5 emails per week Sometimes these include follow-ups with people I reached out to before. But 5 people a week, that's like, well, it's like 52 to like 200 people plus a year at least. That's a lot of people. So that's how you meet them. So guys, I'll finish this here for now. I gotta leave for my dinner and meeting with that trader. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Let me know questions in the comment section if you have any questions further to this. We can cover them later. I would appreciate it. That's awesome. And you get some value with this, I hope. Give a like to that video if you liked it so far. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll catch you back here next Monday. We have a lot of videos coming up soon. They're going to be interesting. If you have any topic you want to cover, make sure you comment below the video with those topics. I'll do my best to cover them. And I'll catch you guys back here on Monday. So have a nice weekend. Ciao.